First thing I'd like to do is thank everyone for being here. I think you've all made a golf in '95 being something a little bit different or better for you. I say better and different because I'm not really sure what better is for everyone, and that's part of that questionnaire that if you fill that out, and hopefully it made you think a little bit about that, and we can collect those questions. And the question I have, did everyone get a questionnaire? Or if you haven't filled it out completely yet, don't worry about it because we'll go over that here in a little bit. I just want to have that by the end of the night. So we'll get that going from you all. So the response to the golf school has been huge. You were the first to respond, and there are honestly another 39 people who are scheduled into other schools. Actually, another school scheduled in the 3rd and 4th are not quite done yet. So it's been overwhelming, and I think that that's really great to have all of you here, and I'm really excited about what we're going to do and get done. There's a lot of work to be done in the space of the golf school, and the golf school has been designed in a way to start at a place and finish at a place. Where you go in the course of the 10 sessions of this school is pretty much up to you. And I think that it's not something where I want you to feel as though you're doing an ordinary golf school. The biggest influence on this golf school has been my experience with a friend of mine in California named Fred Shoemaker. And he has a golf school that is called the School for Extraordinary Golf. And I think extraordinary golf is what we would all like to play. I think that extraordinary golf is not limiting. It's something where you can feel powerful about the way you play. And if playing better is what you want to do, we'll absolutely promise that you'll play better. But I also want to put that onto you as to how it is that all shows up for you. That'll happen in some different ways for every person here. So everyone here, guys, why don't we pull up a couple chairs and not sit in the back. Let's pull up here. Sure. We'll get that all set. So as we get started in talking about that a little bit, and I just want to talk for a few minutes and then get all of you involved in a little bit of a conversation here. But it really comes, I think that learning comes from being coachable. And I think that one of the things that I want to get out of tonight is for each of you to look at, are you coachable and what do you want to be coached in? As we get started, we can all say, yes, I want to play better golf. I want to do this, I want to do that. We're going to start from a different place. Most golf schools, I would say, start that you don't know anything and we need to add on things. I want you all to get that I think you've already got everything that you need to have in who you are as a golfer, and all we want to do is we want to reveal that. Not unlike when Michelangelo was carving the David. What he said when he did that was, he said, this is a block of stone, and all I did was carved away, but wasn't David. That's kind of what we want to do. We don't want to start in a place where we're just going to add things on, confuse you, and have that go on. Because you already have everything you need to know to have that, to have great golf take place, or extraordinary golf, if you will. My experience in teaching golf is that I started teaching a year before I came to Grange in 1984 and doing ladies clinics, and I taught here. And then I was here for 4 years and was able to teach quite a bit here before. I bumped into a guy named David Ledbetter as an assistant here, who most people in this room would know, and is considered by a lot of people to be the foremost teacher of tour players today. It was a great experience for me. I also have found since that time that how does that translate? Having everyone swing like a tour player gets a little bit difficult. And I don't think it translates very well. That's been my experience. I've been very fortunate that when I left here to go to Edwardsville, I had a club where I had a tremendous number of great players. We had 13 kids in our junior program that were playing golf in college on scholarship. That is a really rare place. I had one 18-year-old win the St. Louis Men's District Championship. I had a 17-year-old girl win the Illinois Women's Amateur Championship. So this was dealing with some people that were in their skills, and I really feel very lucky to have seen all of this go on and watching them learn and how to play better. I say that they had a different place to start when they started. They played a lot of golf. Everyone in this room maybe didn't grow up with a club in their hand, except for Aaron being our youth in the crowd. So, not that everyone else isn't very youthful, especially Mr. Roach back there. But what evolved with me is that I met Fred Shoemaker about 3 years ago. And what I found with being with Fred was that there was a very different way that he went about teaching golf and coaching people. And it really was a way in which the people are able to come out of golf coaching themselves, which is really the biggest thing that I want to give to all of you, is that the ability to coach yourself is the thing that we want you to have. It's not something where we really want to feel as though we're going to tell you what to do. Sure, we'll guide you a little bit there, but I want you to make your own decisions based and create your own commitments as to what you want to have yourself get out of this golf school. So as we get started, I want to just kind of kick it around. And what I really want to do is, go ahead, let's do this. What I want to do. What we want to do is I really want to go around the room, and I want to see where everyone has a place to start, where everyone's starting from. What we'll do tonight, maybe before we even get into that, we're going to be in here for probably another half hour or so. We've got the putting green all set up, and we'll start putting this evening. To go over the outline of the whole school, and just so you know how it'll run a little bit. We'll do putting again next week. We'll get into chipping. The reason we're doing putting at the beginning also is that if we were to get some bad weather, we'd be able to pull it inside fairly easily. We'll start chipping a little bit next week. We'll get into chipping in the third session. And how many people got this at home? Everybody got that at home? And just to give you an idea of where we're headed here a little bit, the fourth session is the first Saturday session. We'll meet inside, and we'll get outside. We want to bring a club at session 3 so we can get some swings done that evening as fast as we can. There's a lot of work we have to get done in the weeknight sessions, but the biggest work will be on the weekend sessions, and that's what we'll recreate. If someone's missing those, I know some of you guys will miss one of those. That night we've got to get everyone on video in session 3. So on session 3, I'd really like to make sure that everyone gets here on time and is early enough so that we can get right after it, because we want to be able to do that. On the Saturday session is when we'll first take the first look at video. Video, we'll take a look as a group, and we'll break this big group into little smaller groups with definite little similarities in golf swings and what we want to see you get done. We'll probably have 3 groups out of this big group, depending on how many people we have at those sessions, because I still am not sure exactly who's going to miss and who's going to be here for each session. So session 4 is a big session because that's when we'll start to get after the full swing. Session 5 we'll go back into video. At session 5, I can almost say that the whole golf school is complete. What we'll be doing from session 6 through 10 is rekindling all the aspects of the school and showing you and really getting it clear. By session 5, I want you all to have a clear view of where it is that we're going. So the first 5 sessions are pretty important. In the end, we're just going to polish you up and get you ready to play golf, which you'll be doing in between. That's one of the reasons that I like the golf school the way it is that not only do you have an opportunity to play golf in between sessions and have concerns show up in your golf game, is that I think that the most important thing that you can get out of this school is that pay attention when you're playing golf. Awareness of what you're doing is not a thing to learn, it's the only thing to learn. Because if we can get you aware of what's happening in your golf game, that's what we're up to. I don't care what level of play you're playing at. When you want to have awareness, you've got to pay attention. You just can't say, oh, I've got awareness. One of the biggest things that I've seen out of all of this work that I've been doing with my golf game is that I've really found that I can work on a lot of things. And golf instruction goes in different modes. a lot of golf instruction. The first thing is now is everyone's got to swing it like David Ledbetter, okay? Everyone can go swing at David Ledbetter. Helped me a lot. Did I play that much better? Yeah, maybe, but I still have bad days. Everybody can say, well, I can get my body in better shape, and we can all do that. I mean, God knows we can all go out and work out a little bit more. No one in this room is totally there for that. And we can say, oh, but maybe I've just got to think better. I've got to think better. And I'm going to say that's not really it either, because I don't care how good a day you have, something can happen in the space of your golf that can really allow you to get into a bad mood. So fine, you're going to play golf. You're not going to walk out here and have a great day every day. So the only thing that I'm going to say is going to allow you to play better golf is your commitment to better golf. Your commitment, and that can be whatever it is. And that's really what we want to get after as we look at why we play and what do we want to play. And what do we want to get out of this school. So I'm going to start this, and I'm going to ask, I'm actually going to surprise someone and ask him what he wants to get out of the school, because the golf school has been created out of a lot of what I've been doing. Kevin has been fortunate enough to have attended the last golf school that I saw in California, which were 3-day golf schools, which I think is a wonderful thing, and I'd highly encourage anyone to, if you want to go to a golf school, this is the golf school to go to. I think it meets very much into what we're doing, but I'm not selling that. I'm just saying if you ever want to do that, go somewhere for 3 days. It's in Carmel, California, and it's in Palm Springs, which are two pretty good spots. So, and this guy is a wonderful, wonderful person who's been a great influence. So Kevin, what do you want to get out of the school, and why do you play golf?
I guess the biggest thing that I want to get out of the school is to be able to coach all of you, to be committed to coaching all of you, and helping you with your awarenesses of your golf games, to see that you guys get what you are looking for. I play golf because I love the game. It's a challenge, and life is full of challenges, and golf is very much like that. There's nothing the same about it, and it keeps you coming back. That's why I play golf.
Okay. Who wants to be first?
I just want to get more confidence in my swing. Sorry, Sam, I'm declaring. No, I just want to be able to stand up with every shot and know that I have an 80% chance of hitting it well.
What's that now?
I just want to be able to get over every shot and have an 80% confidence level that I'm going to hit the ball well.
So what you want is more confidence.
More confidence in my swing.
Yeah.
And like everybody else, I just love the game.
Okay. One of the things to listen for too, and I think it's one of my intentions for tonight is for you to listen from somebody else as to what they want. Because I'm going to say that you may hear a lot of what you want in that other person. Someone may ask some silly question that you would say, well, I couldn't ask that question. And someone else will. I want you to feel free to ask that question, because that's why I like the group. Because the fact is that having a beginning player who is totally like, I don't know anything, is great. I mean, it's not designed, this is not designed for one person. I've had a tour player in one of these schools in Edwardsville, and they were great. And they heard things in other people. So as you're looking at that, what you want is confidence. Anything else you want about your golf swing? Anything about that? Just confidence.
Yeah, I want to, in the school, I think I can acquire confidence through proper technique.
Okay. Confidence through proper technique.
All the good answers, Lou.
Okay. Why do you play golf?
Enjoy it. Everybody else loves the game.
Enjoyment?
Enjoyment, love the game.
What do you enjoy about golf?
I think what John said too, I think it's a challenge. Well, my life's full of challenges. My life's full of challenges. Life is
I'm not asking you to
I know.
dig deep. I think things will show up for you, and that's really what we want to do. We don't want to.
I think being out with the, camaraderie too is part of it, not just
Male bonding.
Male bonding.
Excuse us.
Person bonding.
Human bonding.
Person bonding. Person bonding.
Person bonding. We do this. We got person bond for about
Dr.
4
Saya,
hours.
how are you?
I mean, you could get philosophical and say that your greatest comfort is in your family, and it certainly is, but my Valium is golf.
Yeah.
Golf is my single most passionate thing. I just love to be here playing golf. I love being outdoors. constantly changing. Every day is different,
Yeah.
okay? And I'm looking for a consistency, a greater consistency in my swing
Okay.
in order to play more consistent golf. I just, but regardless of how I play, I already am not that concerned if I play that badly. I just really enjoy being here. I would like to play consistently better
Okay.
than I have, because I think I should, so.
Great. Consistently better. Okay. Okay. Mr. Woods, how are you?
I'm fine. Why do I play the game? Because I've always been active, I always play sports, and I'm at an age now where this is about all that's left.
Yeah. Why do you play is only you can do?
No, I'm just been active. I like to play sports, and I love to play golf.
Great. Okay. What do you want to get out of school?
I guess a better, what's up there? Consistency and confidence in my own swing.
Okay.
That's all.
Great.
Eliminate doubts in my swing.
Mr. Roach?
The reason I play golf, I think, is for the enjoyment. I think it's relaxing too. I think you get out with the right four guys. The golf game means nothing. It's just me with the guys.
Find it relaxing.
Relaxing and just, having some fun.
How many people find golf relaxing?
Oh, tremendous.
Here's a better question. How many people find it not relaxing? Yeah. I think that's a really legit thing, not relaxing. So, yeah, it's relaxing. What do you want to get out of school?
I like to gain the knowledge. I hit different shots. I mean, there's a lot of shots I do not know how to hit. I know sand shots and just knowledge of hitting different shots.
One of the things that we'll get to as we get to full swing is that we're not going to work on just hitting the ball straight. We want to see the ball curve. I think hitting it straight can be the boring part.
Watch me hit balls over here.
I know how to do that.
I want to hit straight shots.
But when you want to. The problem is you can't do it when you want us to do it.
Great, great. Mr. Mahoney?
Pretty much the same thing that everyone has stated so far. Maybe my comment or perspective would be more of an evolutionary process. Initially, to have fun and to use it for purposes of relaxation. And now I would like it to be more of an athletic event.
Okay.
So I'm looking for another level that I would expect more of myself.
Okay.
Because it is the only sport now that I'm actively involved in.
So to take your game to another level?
Absolutely. Still, hopefully, with the element of having it be fun and relaxing. A nice game. Well, I filled out your questionnaire, Vic, and my primary reason for being here and what I'm looking for is consistency, what the other fellows have stated. Something that has not been stated that I also wrote down is that I would like to be able to adjust my game while I'm playing. In other words, having the knowledge to self-correct what's going on out there, because I will get into periods of time that I don't have a clue what's going on for holes, days, rounds, etc.
Okay, so why do you play golf?
Yeah, to have fun and relax.
Have fun and relax. Great, great. Mr. Bass?
The why, I guess, because I like almost everything about the game. I enjoy being out there. I love golf courses. The occasional good shot is a real kick,
Yeah.
and it does what you really want it to do. But just almost everything about the game I really enjoy. I enjoy the company of other golfers. It's fun to play other golf courses. Stand at the design of it. So what? I want to learn to focus better. I am occupied with everything on the golf course but where the ball's going somehow. I don't know what it is. I want to be less involved with swing mechanics and a whole lot more involved with what I want the ball to do.
Okay. Less swing mechanics.
Yeah. And
More
more
involved in-
focus. Maybe that's what you meant by paying attention. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might. Yeah. One of the things that I want, I think that everyone hears differently. everyone listens from a different place. And I think that as we say, more mechanics. I mean, I'm gonna get, how many people in here want more mechanics in their golf swing? Yeah. Because that's legitimate, that people want more mechanics, people want less mechanics. And I think that's where, I understand that everyone's coming at this from a different place, and that's why I think it's great. And, how many people in this room have hit the shot that was just like, that was the shot? It was the shot. Does everyone hit one of those? Does everyone hit one of those? Yeah. And I think one of the interesting things to me, and the thing that we want to get after, is not how to hit that shot, but how to have access to hitting more of those shots. How that shot occurred is past tense. We want to put it like, how can we gain access to having those happen? If they happen once a month, let's have them happen twice a month. That may be something you want to get. To say, wow, when Mr. Roach shot 79 2 weeks ago, and he couldn't have been any more excited. But what was that like? And I think that it's really just examining that and paying attention to what happened. So, less mechanics, fun and enjoyment is why you play less mechanics. Anything else you want to say about what you want out of the school?
I don't think so. Again, what I really want is it's better focus when I go golfing. And again, that may be what you meant earlier when you said pay attention. I don't.
Great. Yeah. And we'll start working on that tonight. And because I think the two, as we're looking at putting, one of the things, we do it later in the day. And it doesn't. I don't mind having it get dark. It's just there's something about that changes, that alters the way that you look at golf. Yeah, I love to play golf on a sunny day, and I don't love to play golf in the dark. But as we go into the dark, something changes, and your attention will change because of that. So that's great. Mrs. Henderson.
I would like to be able to stand in front of any water hole, then I take out the right club and not think, I'm going to take more club than I need, and then I don't hit it. If I have too much club, I like to know that I have the right club, and it's going to go over.
Okay.
And I don't have to go right or left because that's the shorter way. I want to go right to the pin.
Okay.
That's
So you want to know how far it goes? Or does the ball?
I think the word is confidence. That was the earlier. I want to have such confidence that I can take the right. Not worry about the water.
Is it confidence as to how you want the ball to go over? You want to know what's going on, or just want to know that it's going to go?
I want to know that I've chosen the right club and I'm going to use a decent swing, not my water bowl swing. Okay? That's what I ask.
And confidence
Yeah, that's what I ask for much.
Yeah, look for a little trust. Okay. Confidence and trust. I think everyone has the water hole swing, by the way. We all have that. And in some of us, it shows up a little bit more. And it shows up when we don't want it to. Why do you play? Fun?
More fun. Good job.
Great. Mr. Thorpe?
Well, I told you I read the books.
Yeah.
And when I answered this question, I went a lot deeper. All of those things apply with enjoyment, love, relaxing,
Right.
that sort of thing. But I think it's, to me, it's the purest, one of the purest forms of validation, self-validation, left to the average guy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
There you go. Anybody else have that? Anybody else get that? I do.
I flew airplanes for a living for a while, and obviously I never had a bad day. Or,
Got a real bad one.
every landing that you walk away from is a good one, I guess.
Yeah.
And I figure if I can do that, I ought to be able to swing a damn golf club.
Yeah. I think what you're saying in terms of self-validation, I think, is really great. And how many people feel like some days they are their golf score?
Nobody does it.
So if it can be self-validation, it can also be self-invalidation. I mean, which is, it's just the language and how we language that. But I think that it's really something that to me is so right on as to that he's in the right place to look at that, is to notice how you are with that, and to say, here I am, can you give that up? Is maybe a question as to how do you get along with that? Because I tell you what, that's part of what we're up to. The books he was referring to, by the way, one of the interesting things is that I've found is that after reading as many books, and there have been 9,000 golf books written, and how many books of those 9,000 really made a difference? I mean, another 100 come out every year. And there really have been two books that have come out that I've found that have been very influential to me. One is Golf in the Kingdom by Michael Murphy, which John Wolney, a member here, gave me when I was an assistant, which is just like, I could not believe this book. It's a very unique book. The other one is The Inner Game of Golf, which has a lot of things in it that I think was written by a tennis player. If you've ever seen The Inner Game of Tennis. We have both those books in the golf shop. But the thing that struck me as very unusual about that is that the two books who most shaped me about golf, in golf learning and coaching, were not written by golf pros. And that I think that it goes away from the how-to, the do instruction. This is how you're going to do it. So we're going to let you determine how you do it. But I want you to get to me and tell me how you're doing it, so you have the total awareness of what it is that you're doing. It's not important that we look at this is the way. I'm going to say your way can be great, and that's what we really want to get to. Okay, that's great. Self-validation. What do you want to get out of school?
To learn to get out of my own way.
Great. That's wonderful. Does everybody else want that? Yeah. Yeah. Very great. That's cool. Aaron.
Why? I kind of had three things. I'm a bit of perfectionist, and you can't perfect this thing, so I've got addicted to it, trying to. I like being outside. I love clouds.
Love clouds, great.
And I like watching the seasons change. So when I'm walking down the holes, it's nice to do that. I think the final thing is getting to meet people. I met people I never would have met if it wasn't for this game.
Yeah.
What I want out of it?
Yeah.
A little more consistency. I think I've got the physical game. It's just my mental game screws me most of the time.
Anybody else have that one? Great in there? Great.
Three things would be more consistency. And a stronger mental game.
Consistency, stronger mental game. Yeah.
Consistency and just when I get over a ball, I don't want to be sitting there, oh God, what do I have to do to get this go right? I just want to get over the ball and swing.
Okay.
Not have to think, just swing.
Great. Perfect. You all set? Great. Judge?
Well, some really wonderful things out there, and things that I've thought about for years. Play the game because it gives me pleasure on a lot of different levels. From being outside, from being with pals, from hitting one shot, but ultimately it comes down to the number you post after 18 holes.
Okay.
The game is extraordinarily difficult. Your ability to play somewhere near your level.
Yeah.
And you know that if you hit every shot as well as you could, you can play with anybody. But you know you can't do that.
Yeah.
The greatest problem I have with the game is when things go sour. How long does it take me to get it back on track? Sometimes it takes days or weeks.
Yeah.
And I would like to have enough insight into myself to live with a bad shot, put it out of my mind, and walk to the next one and start over again.
Okay. Live with bad shot.
And that again comes to consistency.
Yeah.
Faith.
Yeah. Living with bad shots. You know, one of the things that I've always looked at in terms of golf for me is the fact that this is my 12th year as a golf pro, and I can honestly say that I've gotten better as a player every year. And I don't know very many golf pros who can say that. I don't know very many people who can say that. But if everyone got a little bit better for 12 years in a row, how good could you be? When I started here 12 years ago, I was okay, but I'm nowhere near the player that I am now. And I think that as I get better, you know, better being a relative term, but it's something that I really look at and I think, well, where does that come from? To me, it comes from how we learn and being able to have access to say, yeah, maybe I'm limited in other ways that I haven't learned, but in golf I've learned a lot. And that's kind of who I am as a golf pro, is about learning. So giving you that access.
There's another thing, what I would call the moral purity. In most of the aspects of our life, there's a lacking in moral purity. And this is a game without referees, and you are expected to call mistakes on yourself, and you're expected to play fair, and you're expected to play down, and you take that for granted.
Yeah. That's great. So why do you play? The moral purity of it?
Well, that is just one aspect of it. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
whole gestalt thing, and everybody has mentioned various things, and they all wrap in together to a wonderful experience.
Yeah, sure.
It's a good place to find character, isn't it? A person's character in the golf course.
It does show up.
It will also, whatever your weakness is, it will come out
Yeah.
sometime during golf.
Yeah, they say sports reveal character, golf exposes it.
It does do that. Mr. O'Halloran.
Oh, well,
You're being passed notes already. Yeah, already, so.
well, I thought this was a great scam. I was gonna join this little golf thing and come out in about June and beat the hell out of these guys, but unfortunately, most of them are here tonight. So. Creates a new slant for this. And I think the slant is, I'm a fairly newcomer to the game, not anymore. I'm getting to a point, and I really think the level that I play at is not the level I'm satisfied with. And so the reason I wanted to get instruction and intense instruction with it would be to raise my level of play.
Okay.
And the reason I want to do it is to enjoy it better. You know, and enjoy it better means, for me, playing the game better, the camaraderie. I mean, I don't care about these guys. I like their money. You know, I like their money. ROI. You know, that's Lou knows all that.
What is it about raising your level of your golf that you like? What aspect of it would you like to raise?
Oh, the total game, really. I feel I could be a much better player, and I'm not able to get there myself. Maybe I should buy some good clubs.
Oh, yeah, that'll do.
Just clubs. Just clubs.
But I mean, you know, I need some help, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, great.
New shirt, maybe a good sweater.
The reason he plays is that he hates his friends.
Yes.
And what he wants is,
No, I love my friends. I love them.
He wants new clothes.
Like to
You
win.
play at a higher level, and why do you play?
Why did I get in the game? Just, it happened, it was just like I was trying to make a choice to be competitive and later, you know, as you get a little bit older. And it was a great option for me because some of the other sports that I played, I wasn't becoming more competitive.
So competition is the reason you play? You like to
yeah, probably.
Okay,
Yeah, probably.
great. I think one of the things about that, talk a little bit about what it is about competition that you enjoy.
Putting in a good effort, I think, you know, the wins and losses are going to come,
Yeah.
but being able to put in a good effort is part of being competitive. And if you can say you put in a good effort, you know, you'll get your share. You don't always win, you know.
I think that's well said, and I think because when you look at competition, I mean, everyone in golf, everyone doesn't want to play like me, everyone doesn't want to play like Kevin, everyone wants to play.
Everybody can't.
Yeah.
We want to.
But what's a good effort? And I think defining that for you
Yeah.
is something to make sure that you're able to do that. To elevate to another level, great. But let's be honest as to where we are today, and to be totally honest with yourself. So really look at that, and I think that can help us a lot. Mr. DiNardo?
Well, the why, I said, the why had kind of changed. I'm a late comer, so I was in my 40s when I started to play.
Mr. Allen, how old were you when you started playing?
46.
Yeah, I was just a little bit younger than that.
You probably still are.
I'm not any younger than that anymore. 3 years ago I was. So, I mean, I really started because I wanted to have a game that I could play for the duration and stay active. And that's kind of why I stayed. Because I thought I was going to go through life without ever playing golf. I sort of made fun of people that play golf. And then I turned 43 and I said, well, I better figure out what I'm going to be doing here. And my wife likes to play golf, and I thought, tortured her enough, I'm going to learn this game. But that kind of changed, because when I started to play, I found what an extraordinarily difficult game it is. And that I was consistently failing at every aspect of it. And then I got hooked with the notion of trying to succeed at it. So it's been an utter failure for me. And I've had success in almost everything else I've attempted. So I've gone to taking up this game kind of casually, thinking this is going to be just great fun. And it's even more fun now, but the reasons changed enormously. Now I just want to see if I can get respectable. And I decided I'm not going to be deterred by this game.
So is why you play golf to be respectable?
It has really changed. Why I play now, I mean, now I love to play, but
Okay.
Initially it was just, I'm going to go play this game, so it'll be a pastime and I'll have something to do.
Yeah.
But the difficulty of it is, I think, it has you become addicted to trying to overcome the obstacles that the game presents, and that's what happened. And so you just want to keep at it. Especially if you've had success in other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Now, all these other things go along with it for sure. It turns out to be great fun for all the reasons I've heard here tonight.
Yeah.
But I just got hooked on it because I find it the most difficult thing I've ever tried to do.
Okay.
So I kind of hooked on it.
So what do we want to get out of it?
Well, for me, this is a little different, I suppose, than others. I mean, I want to get a consistent swing, but I also want to have a sense that I understand the fundamentals. I suppose everybody else is way beyond that here.
Anybody else want consistent swing and understand fundamentals? Yeah. I think one of the things just to make sure is we've just got a couple more people as we listen for these things, is that everyone wants a consistent swing. I think to learn the fundamentals. I think that just as you're looking at that, is listen for that. Because I think the way that we listen in golf and the way that people who take golf lessons listen from a place of, I already know this, but I just can't get it. I'm going to say, okay, you already know that, let yourself get it. Allow yourself some space to say, it's okay to fail here for a bit, to hang out with that. The awareness will come. Awareness isn't like a part of this school, it's the only thing in this school. And we'll use a lot of things about that, okay? This is DiNardo.
I like being outside. The weather and everything, but I like the idea of a game. I like that you can use all different clubs and you can finally get the ball in the hole. And I don't do well with moving objects, and this ball is sort of right there. I mean, finally you hit it. And what I want to get out of it is I started to play as a young person, and I found it was just fun. I mean, and then I didn't get to play for a long, long time.
Okay.
And I want to know if I can get some of the skills back.
Okay. Okay. So why we play golf is
It's a game.
it's a game. Great. Perfect. Some people think it's a game.
I used to think it was a game.
That's great. And what we want to get is to find out what we had.
No, just some skills, you know. I mean,
Okay.
everything changes.
Sure.
And these new clubs, I think, they are more forgiving, or just to how to use a club. I mean, the rest of you probably know how to use.
Did you get
clubs.
Wheatley's?
Yeah, we.
Oh, yeah, at the pro shop.
The pitch
So you
back.
would think
They're playing.
And I think they changed the game, so that
Okay.
it's still the idea of the game.
Okay, let's try. Mrs. Giannoni.
Well, I think I'm in a different place than everybody here, since I'm really a neophyte.
Play to get away from that.
Oh. As the only victim of the Don Giannoni School of Golf. I want to get out of it.
You only got in once.
Please let me graduate from this school. I have, the why for me is being an older female. I wasn't raised around the opportunity a lot to play sports because girls just didn't have much opportunity. Being small in stature, I don't have a lot of chance to do the volleyball or the only thing that we could do. So I'm kind of learning about my own physical self at the ripe old age of 50. Why not? So this is part of my why, is I want to be coordinated. I want to learn what I can do in a kind of a physical sports.
Why do you play is
sense.
what, to learn what you
To
can do?
learn about myself, I think,
Great.
to learn about my physical ability.
Great.
It's still a real challenge for me. I really don't know coordination. I truly am at that spot where I'm learning probably what all you guys learned in junior high, throwing balls with each other. I'm learning it at this age. So it's really important to me. I'm enjoying learning that.
Okay.
And what I want to learn, I really need the basics.
Okay.
And I'd like to learn how to correct myself when I get doing something real stupid.
Great. What are the basics to you?
I would like to have a swing that's not some concocted thing that I've learned from Don Giannoni.
It's really concocted. Well, Larry Roach peaked in junior high, so. 13.
Yeah, I'm so beginner, I'd like to start before I screw myself up too much
Yeah.
with a good basic.
Great. Before we screw ourselves up too much. Well said. Anybody, she said when she started that she was in a different place in Reddit. Anybody else in that same place? Yeah, only about half, so you're perfect. Mr. LaBelle, last but not least.
Well, like many in this room, I've participated in a lot of sports, and in this one, I don't think that I've ever had so little success. And in my mind's eye, I think I'm capable of doing a lot better, and yet I haven't done it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it's got to do with up here, and I think I need to be coached on the fundamentals of
Great.
the swinging of a club and the use of a club.
Yeah. Why do you play?
Beat John O'Halley? No. Never happened. I think certainly almost everything that's been said there is part of the fun of being out, but
Sure.
I think if I was to reduce it, I'd say the challenge to myself and the competition of the other golfers.
If we take this and we look at all of these, and then we flip all the way back, and we flip back, and we look at everything, we can look at, we got confidence, consistency shows up, great different shots, another level. Anybody want to get, does everybody here want to get to another level?
Hopefully, no doubt about
Does
it.
everybody here want to? Good point, Lou.
You can come out here for Lincoln and shaking.
Well taken, Lou, well taken.
Less mechanics. I want to say, the one thing I want to say about mechanics, because as everyone's looking for mechanics, we don't have any wrenches, we don't have a way to do it, but what are mechanics? And I think that's something we're going to look at, as to what are mechanics and how is it that we can make that understandable in a much simpler way. So in a simpler way where you can understand it, because I think that everyone here will look at mechanics and someone's going to ask, well, what is that about? When we get to the fourth session, that first Saturday, after we take video, I'm going to say that everyone in this room will have a different concept of mechanics in this fourth session. And by the end of the fourth session, and into the fifth, we'll be done. But then it's like, where does it go from there? That's what we really want to do. The golf school really doesn't start until the day after you're out of the school. You know, the end of May, you know, the first Tartan qualifier, or the second, or whoever, the, you know, ladies guest day, whatever it is that you want it to be, that's when it starts, because that's when you're on your own. Because it's not about wanting you to come into the golf shop and say, Rick, I need a lesson. It's not at all what we want to do. Very, very much want you to be able to coach yourself, and when you need help, holler. I want you know, I think probably a 2-second conversation can handle most of that a lot of times. But depends on how far you want to go. And we'll help you as much as you want to be helped. In the meantime, if anyone wants to help during the school, great, and we'll do that. But one of the things that I always see when we do this is that there's a whole lot of similarities in where we're coming from. Yeah, they're different, they're spoken differently from districts, Stoney. I mean, everyone is coming from a different place, but does everybody see anything similar in this whole concept? Some similar things? Because I do, you know, stronger mind. I think that's a real good one. You know, we're always looking at mental. This isn't a mental school either. I'm going to say it's 100% physical and it's 100% mental. It's 200%. I mean, let's look at it that way. I don't think you can separate the mind and the body that way. I think that would be a mistake to do that. But as we get started, we want to be able to start and just check out some awareness of what it is that we're doing. And we're going to do that with our putters tonight. So, does anybody have any questions while we're still inside here? We're going to go inside here. We're going to spend about an hour on the putting green. So, anybody have any questions inside? Okay. So, what I want to do first is I want everyone to stand up in the place where you are. I want you to set your putter down and get some room here a little bit so you're not touching anyone. You don't even need your putter. You don't need your putter yet. We're just going to stand in the spot. And all I really want everyone to do is I want everyone to just, this is just a real quick clearing thing. I want everyone to close your eyes and just see what happens and let your body go wherever it wants to go. If it's moving or anything like that. And just pay attention to your body. Notice if you're moving to the right or if you're moving to the left or move back or forward. That's what we really want to get. What we're looking for is it's not that there's anything to get from this exercise. It's just to start to pay attention to what's happening with your body and to notice that. That's where we want to go. Okay, just another couple seconds. You can notice when we bob and we weave and maybe we're balanced or not. As we're going to say, as we get into golf and we start to notice balance, it's not about perfect balance, it's about balancing. That's what balancing is. Balancing is always adjusting. It's always an adjustment. Okay, great. So what we're going to do, we can go out this door right here and go all the way around to the putting green in front of the golf shop. We've got balls out there, and I want everyone. What do we have here? Great. Yeah, I'll take all these worksheets too.
That was good enough.
What I want everyone to do is I want everyone to get a partner. Everyone to get a partner to do these drills with tonight, okay? As you're going out, everyone get a partner and be all set.
Since we're working on your
What are the you'd have to have brain surgery to get that, okay?
what?
Take these around.
No, just leave their catching on.
That'll help you know what to do there. Really? Smart way to do
This is their second day.
Yeah.
$1,400 for like 2 days, right? 3 days?
We had 2 members here who went to see him for 2 days with David himself,
Yeah.
for 2 days for $3,500 each. But that was
Okay,
kind of
all right, well.
Hey, JD? JD? That was great.
Yeah, good. Is that off?
No, they're recording us. Can I leave this here?